Sorry, Vampire Batman. The people have spoken. I got you next time, bro. Yo, what is up, guys, and welcome back to McAD's Entertainment. I'm your host, as always, Adam McGahee. Just wanted to thank you guys for your continued support of this channel. This will be our 1000th upload, which is absolutely crazy. We've been at this thing since the pandemic, where we broke our first 1,000 subscribers, and now fast forward to present day, we are already over 27,000. This is all thanks to your non-stop comments and support. I love making these videos for you guys, and I'm always open to new ideas and suggestions. I appreciate you all, and don't forget, you all are the true heroes. To celebrate our 1000th upload, we'll be diving into another one of our full gory stories, and this time it's going to be one of my personal favorites, and that would be the Ultimate Universe's version of the Crimson serial killer himself, and that would be this world's version of Carnage. Being a 90s kid, Venom and Carnage were some of my favorite Spider-Man villains, and still are to this day. Here's to hoping our boy Carnage will be in the Spider-Man 3 game after that wild reveal in Spider-Man 2. Fast forwarding a bit from being a 90s kid to a middle schooler in the late 2000s, Ultimate Spider-Man was a staple comic series for me back then, and especially getting to see this universe's arguably even darker take on an already dark character like Carnage blew my mind, and forever will be one of my favorite takes on him. I know, 90s kid, a middle schooler in the late 2000s, I'm at well-established unk age for a very long time now. It's not going to stop me from being a nerd, though. Before we hop into that, as always, I just wanted to let you guys know that our superhero training program is live. Physical and mental health are huge for my family and I, so we've gone ahead and crafted our own superhero program. I have my own app where I can provide one-on-one online training, which aims to help get you in superhero shape, like your favorite heroes from DC and Marvel movies. I'm offering free consultations, so if you're interested, you can check out that link in the description below. With that out of the way though, let's get on with what you all came here for, and that would be the full gory story of Ultimate Carnage. Who is he? Ultimate Carnage is a vastly different take on the slimy symbiotic serial killer that we're used to from Earth 616. This Carnage, in case you didn't figure it out already, is indeed from the Ultimate Universe, which is officially dubbed Earth 1610. While on most universes, Carnage would be convicted murderer Cletus Cassidy, who was created after fusing with an offspring of Venom, this Carnage is indeed not Cletus, and also not an alien. It's barely even a living thing. In fact, a thing is probably the best way to explain it. Let me break it down. No, Deadpool, not that kind of break it down. Not yet. That's for the credits. Come on, man. This Carnage's story all began after this world's Dr. Curt Connors discovered that Peter Parker was Spider-Man. After the hero helped cure him of his usual lizard problem, the good doctor felt that he owed the young man his life, a debt which he was able to repay after Peter was badly injured after a fight with a villain known as the Gladiator. Patching the dude up, Pete thanked Connors for the assist and swung back off to patrol the city, where Connors, still being a scientist above all things, allowed his curiosity to get the best of him, where he studied some samples of the radioactive blood Spider-Man left behind, where he was quite shocked and fascinated to see how the kid's spider DNA operated. Seeing this as too much of a good thing to let go, Dr. Connors, clearly not learning his lessons in mad science from before, wanted to tinker with Peter's DNA to create something new. In this dimension, Peter Parker's father Richard was also a scientist who had created this world's version of the Venom symbiote, which was an organic suit-like substance that was used to treat and cure illnesses such as cancer, which, as we know, wouldn't turn out that great and create a big black gooey monster man. However, Connor still saw great promise with the Venom project, and with the help of his lab assistant, who is this world's Ben Reilly, the men combined a sample of the symbiote with Connor's own DNA, which was already altered by the lizard serum. Ha! You know, combining the DNA of a dude who climbs walls with the DNA of a giant monster man who eats people with the DNA of a giant literal lizard man who eats people totally isn't going to make a horrific abomination of science, right? Right? Wrong. After a month of continuous tinkering, the absolute mad lads were able to create a literal red and black slimy fetus baby thing, which they nicknamed Little Ben. Guys, this is literally the zombie baby from Resident Evil. Do you want crazed zombie demon babies? Well, I guess so, because this is exactly how you get crazed demon zombie babies. As expected, the dude bro scientist who totally had everything under control absolutely did not have everything under control, because of course the thing would escape into the streets of New York, where it would basically turn into Marvel's version of John Carpenter's The Thing, feeding on innocence to sustain life, where it quickly grew into an adult-like form, which closely resembled this world's Venom. The more the creature ate, it would receive flashbacks of Peter's life as a result of having his DNA spliced within it, coming to the point where it actually believed it was Peter, sort of. The being would swing to Peter's house in Queens, where it would come face to face with Gwen Stacy, where it immediately fed on and killed the young woman, all while a mutated human face would come out of the creature's head and stare at the girl as she died. Oh, come on, Gwen, don't be rude. He's just trying to say hello. Believing that Connors himself did this, Peter rightfully beat the snot out of the man after catching him creepily eye up his house in the middle of the night, where he admitted that he deserved that, but it was not him who killed Gwen, rather it was the now fully grown symbiote standing right behind them. In disbelief of what he was seeing, Peter tried to assemble his thoughts, when the creature then sprouted a new head directly resembling Peter, where it then tried to speak to him. Yeah, we're all going to need therapy after seeing this. Going to war with the monster, it poured into the city streets, where some unsuspecting officers just getting some donuts made their last Dunkin' run ever, where Carnage then fed on them, where it got just enough of that sweet DNA juice to transform once again, this time into a youthful, and rather naked, version of Peter Parker's father Richard. In complete disbelief of what he was seeing, the battle between Spider-Man and Carnage would get even more violent, where Peter, at his wit's end, lured the creature to an industrial chimney, where he tossed it into the inferno, but not before it could wrap one of its tendrils around his leg, showing the horrified face of his dead father before it was lit ablaze. Literally ready to kill Connors for what he did to Gwen, Peter managed to regain his composure, where Kurt, feeling overwhelmingly guilty for his actions, would later turn himself into the police for all the murders that Carnage had caused. This was such a traumatic event that it caused Peter, at least for the time being, to even give up being Spider-Man. With authorities shutting down the experiment, it would appear that this nightmare was over, that is, until we would see this world's Ben Reilly had kept a secret sample of Carnage, which he took with him. Oh, come on, man. The black community officially revokes this Ben Reilly. Man, don't you know the first rule of horror movie 101 to leave this kind of stuff alone? I can't with you. Coming to work for the CIA, Reilly would eventually find himself working alongside Dr. Octopus, where they would use Peter's DNA to create clones of him, thus sparking this world's clone saga, which even resulted in the creation of this world's Spider-Woman. An offset of these experiments would be the Stacy Project, where Otto and Ben would infuse the sample of the Carnage symbiote with the dead Gwen Stacy's genetic material, thus creating a molecular duplicate of the girl who had all the memories of the original Gwen right up until her death. Not able to fully control this new monster inside of her, Gwen panicked and managed to escape the lab along with the other clones. Man, Ultimate Spider-Man is so messed up. It's so good. Darn shame that the cartoon of the same name had to goop things up and make it for babies. Making her way to Peter's house, the shocked young man would welcome the girl into his home, where the happy reunion of course would not last long, where she lost control again and transformed back into Carnage, which resulted in a brutal battle between her, S.H.I.E.L.D., and the Fantastic Four. Eventually managing to bring her into custody, Gwen was imprisoned at the Triskelion, where she was studied by this world's Tony Stark, where, as luck would have it, the Green Goblin would then incite a prison riot, where Gwen too would escape and make her way back to Peter's house. This was a wrong place, wrong time scenario, as this dimension's Eddie Brock was also here to get revenge on Peter, which led to a vicious battle between the two monsters, which eventually led to Eddie absorbing the symbiote from Gwen, leaving her human once more, and Venom, even bigger, and even more jacked than before. I don't think all the Tran in the world could get you that big. Sorry, Chris Bumstead. Seemingly being unstoppable, Eddie was soon put in his place, where he met with the Beetle, who was able to trick the man and absorb the symbiote into his armor, which he brought back to Latveria to be studied by his master, Dr. Doom. And that is the full gory story of this world's Carnage. I know some people may have their issues with it, but this is absolutely one of my favorite takes on this character. I read this graphic novel of this story countless times when I was in school, and it honestly may be one of my favorite arcs in the Ultimate Spider-Man run. Honestly, this whole series itself may be one of the most perfect Spider-Man comics ever made. I'm honestly debating whether I should cover the full series here on YouTube. It would literally take forever, but if it's something you guys are down for, let me know in the comments. Enough of what I want though, I would love to know what you think. Have you read about this world's Carnage? Do you like this arc? And which version of Carnage is your favorite? Sound off in the comments. Also be sure to give this video a like, subscribe to the channel, and tap the bell icon to be notified of all of our latest videos. Thank you so much for watching. Also, please don't forget that our superhero training program is live. If you're ready to get in superhero shape this year, I would love to help you get on your gym journey. The link to our consultation form is in the link below. Here's to getting shredded like our boy Spidey and becoming the best versions of ourselves. Thank you all so much again. Remember, you are awesome and loved. God bless, and I will see you in the next one. Alright, Deadpool, now you can break it down.